Your Worship. The Director of Works will present a report by the TC to the Special Council on the status of the Pomona Waste-to-Energy project. Council to note the status of the Waste-to-Energy project with Geogenics BV. I think before presenting the report, in summary, the project is the implementation stage now of the project. So you find that the report is giving a chronology from the inception to where we are to date. So Council received several project proposals for the Pomona Waste-to-Energy project. Some as unsolicited bids and some as a response to the expression of interest which was published by Council. In 2016, we received some and some were received in 2019. The 2016 bids were cancelled in 2018 after the bids became invalid. Then the 2019 process was concluded, but however, there was no successful bidder as observed by the City of Harare. Then in sometime in 2019, Integrated Energy BV submitted a proposal to Council, which went through the Joint Environmental Management Committee, Business, Finance and Development Committees. And then at their meeting of 30 April, it was resolved that the town clerk engages in negotiations with the then prospective investor. Any agreement then could not be reached because due to the financial model, the business model, which was found not favorable to the city. Then sometime in 2020 again, the first quarter of 2020, the prospective investor again submitted another proposal where they were now changing the model from a BOT to a BOOT, which are abbreviations from a build, operate and transfer to build, own, operate and transfer. Then first, the engagements on this matter were affected by the onset of COVID-19. We all appreciate that in the beginning of 2020 there was COVID-19. Then somewhere along the lines, the investor, Integrated Energy BV, then changed their name from Integrated Energy BV to Geogenics BV, and the City of Harare was advised through a correspondence from them. Then in January 2021, there was engagement from the Minister of Local Government and Public Works, whereby the city responded and advised the Minister of Local Government and Public Works in terms of the progress with the waste-to-energy project in the city. Then you find that item 5.7 summarizes engagements which happened mainly in 2021, whereby the town clerk engaged with ZITA, seeking opinion on the way forward in terms of the projects. Then you find in 2021 February there was the engagement where the TC also was seeking advice on ZITA on the way to have the financial model be further assessed. On the first quarter of 2021 again, there were engagements between the TC again with the Minister of Local Government, whereby it was mainly the issue of progress being requested and being reported to the ministry. Then in March again, the Permanent Secretary for the Minister of Local Government and Public Works advised the city recommending guidance in terms of engagement to this project to ZITA, which is here you see that the Permanent Secretary was advising the city to engage ZITA on further advice in terms of engagement. Then there was a meeting held at the city where it was attended from City of Harare officials, ZITA, Minister of Finance and Minister of Local Government, whereby the proposal was deliberated at length. Recommendation from the meeting were documented and consolidated by ZITA and submitted to Cabinet Committee on Joint Ventures. Then on June 9, there was a correspondence from the Minister of Local Government and Public Works, whereby it was brought to the attention of the city decisions which have been made at the 7th Cabinet meeting of 2021. June 15, there was a correspondence from ZITA advising and inviting the acting town clerk and the city to a meeting with the delegation of Geogenics BV. And then the meeting then was conducted subsequently, and there was officials from the Ministry of Local Government and Public Works and ZETA during the period. From the meeting, I think there was, the result from the meeting was that there was a MOU which was signed between the city of Harare and Geogenics BV. The MOU had two key points to be addressed or to be looked into, which was execution of a bankable feasibility study, and then there was also an issue of due diligence on the prospective investor then, Geogenics BV. Then the due diligence was conducted on the investor. This was done in September 2021. There is a report on this due diligence visit. Then after, sometime in between October and November 2021, the city engaged on a process to identify an independent consultant to execute the bankable feasibility study as part of fulfillment of the signed MOU. The process was not successful. Then there was an effort again to engage directly another consultant after advice from or recommendation from the Ministry of Local Government and Public Works on the feasibility study. Then during the course of trying to engage the consultant, there was a meeting held at the Office of the President and Cabinet, chaired by the Deputy Chief Secretary responsible for special infrastructure projects, appointed by the Cabinet to chair the Waste to Energy project. In attendance was the OPC, COH, and CETA officials. From the meeting, City of Harare was advised that there was no need for a bankable feasibility study. In December 2021, Cabinet directed Chairperson of the Steering Committee to proceed with the negotiations on the implementation of the project. Then there were invitations made from the Ministry of Local Government to invite the prospective investor then to come for memorandum of understanding of agreement negotiations. Then there were two preparatory meetings before the negotiations of the agreement, and in attendance were representatives from the OPC, the Ministry of Local Government and Public Works, the Attorney General's Office, ZETA, City of Harare, Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, and ZESA. Then in 2022, the negotiations were then finally held. Then also the negotiation documents are available. Then the MOA was then signed in March 2022. Then the project was awarded the national project status between March and April, and also the sovereign guarantee was also awarded during the same period. Then the handover to site was done on the 20th of April 2022, and this was following the signing of a joint statement on the 27th of April 2022. There was an agreement for joint operations of the site until the 20th of May, whereby after this date the site will be fully handed over to the now contractor on site. Then on 12 May 2022, the city, in response to a letter from the Minister of Local Government and Public Works requesting for progress on the project, the city responded and advised on the status and the progress on the project. Thank you, Your Worship. This is the report as tabled for this meeting.
Thank you.